Hello, hello. So I wanted to share this really fun sign that I found at Dollar Tree. I'm not sure how many of you are new to my channel, but before I got sick with my breast cancer journey, I was sharing all different tutorials on how to make different wreaths. And our pumpkin flower wreath, yes, those are made out of actual flowers from Dollar Tree. The video is under the tutorials, but because we're talking about it right now, I just included it to follow through with this video. So just stay tuned and you're going to learn how to make this particular wreath. So what I thought was this could go on here, and for those of you that are going to make the pumpkin wreath, what you would do is you would leave this space open and you would just hot glue this down and then fill it in with the flowers. Now my wreath is completely finished, so what I was thinking of doing is taking a few zip ties like here and hot glue that on, and then maybe take a piece of ribbon to secure it on, hot glue it, and then just zip tie it to the back. So you'll know what I'm talking about when you start to watch the video. You can just pull it through and you can zip tie your sign, and if you wanted to, you could add another portion of the wreath maybe here so that it has something to really glue down to. But because mine is done, I just thought, well, maybe I can just zip tie it on there, you know, because I think the sign on the pumpkin wreath is so cute. I was the one that started doing the sugar skull, and I did the owl, and I started making different things with the Dollar Tree flowers. So this was another one that I did, and I will reshare the sugar skull one because that one's a lot of fun too. So here is the pumpkin one, and I just thought that the Happy Harvest, they have this in blue and they have it in red. Hurry up to your Dollar Tree and get those, and also pick up the flowers that you're going to need. But stay tuned for the video so that you know all the supplies you're going to need and how to make your pumpkin wreath, okay? So stay tuned and let's go. Hello, hello. Today we are making our fun pumpkin wreath with flowers, and it is very similar to the others that I have done. Now I have seen some of you take my video tutorials and make your own, and I have one request. When you post those beautiful pictures of your projects, please share the videos so that others know how to make them too. I see a lot of you posting and everybody loves them, but when you read the comments, they're asking, how did you make this? So please, I don't want to stop making the videos. I don't want to make a website where I start charging for the videos. I want you guys to share it, because I've had people say, why are you doing these videos? Why wouldn't you just make these wreaths and sell them? Well, first of all, I'm one person. I can't sell 1,000 wreaths all over the United States or Canada or whoever wants to order one. And not only that, I love sharing the things that I enjoy making. So I'm just asking you to please, if you want to sell them, that's great. I'm not looking for any credit for your work. But what I am asking is that you please share when you do upload it to all the groups that you made this beautiful pumpkin. Tell people how you made it. That's all I'm asking. So again, how do we make these wreaths? I'm going to show you how to get started now. What you're going to need is the round foam floral ring from Dollar Tree. They only have the one size in the foam. Now, you can use a bigger one, you can use a smaller one, but you have to remember that you have to adjust everything, so I'm just going to tell you how I do them. If you want to make it another way, that's entirely up to you. You're going to need the template from Dollar Tree, and these are great to hold on to. So from year to year, if you wanted to make another one or you want to make one as a gift, you have it. So I have a file folder in my office that has all the templates when I'm making my wreaths. You're going to need, depending on the flower you use, you're going to need 8 to 10 bunches of the flowers. I like the mums because they're nice and full and they're easy to work with, and those are the ones I suggest. So just go with 12 bunches, but I also have them in yellow and I have them in the orange to give it a nice pretty accent. Do you see? It looks like it's more orange, but I added dashes of the yellow just so that it kind of pops a little bit. And then you're going to need a bunch of the flowers, not the flowers, the leaves, because this is what I used to create the little spine in here, is a bunch of leaves. The other thing you're going to need is some zip ties, a glue stick, a glue gun with your tape dispenser to hold it, so convenient. You're going to need some snips, a pair of scissors, and a Sharpie marker. So what you're going to do first is you're going to take your template. Oh, and this is what you need. I always work with this. This is 13, I want to say 13 1/4 by 22 inches. It is called plastic canvas. They sell this at most craft stores like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and they do sell it on eBay and Amazon because I've checked. It doesn't really matter how big the holes are. They usually sell for about $2.49 a piece. Some of you have suggested using different things. The only reason that I use this more than anything else is because when the hot glue touches this plastic part, it's going to melt to it. If you use any type of poster board or foam board, I can't guarantee you that those flowers aren't going to start to pop off as it ages. So if you're going to make one, why not make a pretty one and hang it in your attic so that you can have it for the following year. So again, these are 13 1/4 by 22, and you can get them at most craft stores. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your template and you're going to trace it. Now, you're going to find that this here is not big enough, but it doesn't really matter because what we're going to do is when we add our leaves up here for the stem of the pumpkin, it's going to overlap and it's going to be just fine. So just trace it on your template just like this. Then what you want to do is you want to take your foam ring and you want to cut it exactly in half. So you can just take a pair of scissors and you can cut it in half here and cut it in half here. And then what you're going to do, like we do with all of our wreaths, if you haven't seen those, we've done the sugar skull, we've done an owl, we've done a butterfly, so we've done a bunch of different ones. The flamingo is something that we did, and we did it all the same way. And you're going to take your ring after you cut it in half, and you're going to zip tie half to one side and half to the other side. Again, just like I do all my videos, you're going to go from the back side where your ring is at, and you're going to come forward like this so that these little tabs are on the inside here and they're not interfering with your work surface. Okay, so that's all you need. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take a bunch of your flowers and you're going to pull them off. Pull them off. And remember, I always tell everybody, save these because you never know what we're going to do. And what did we do with them a few weeks ago? We made fairy dolls out of flower stems. So if you didn't see that video, you definitely have to go to the YouTube channel and check it out. Okay. So what you do is you take the longest ones because you're going to need enough to be able to go between here and here. So try to take the longer ones because you see there's some shorter ones. It's not going to work. And you want to make sure you have enough room to put it inside here and here. And what that does is it keeps it from being flimsy. If you don't put this in here, the wreath is going to be bending and things like that. So you just take and you snip off the longest one. So go all the way to the base here and snip it off, okay? And then you just stick it in here, okay? Stick it in here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hot glue that, okay? So you're just hot gluing it so that it's nice and stable in there and that it doesn't pop out on you. And you just take your hot glue gun and you go here and you go here, and you're all set so that it's nice and firm and you're ready to start working. Now, we're going to do this the same way we've done all of them, and that is we're going to take a flower. Oops, I just lost my hot glue gun. Okay, so we're going to take a flower, and as always, you just take the flower apart, but this is more of a yellow flower, so I want to start with an orange one, and this is more orange. So you have to watch when you buy your flowers because some are more orangey and some are more yellow, and it just depends on the color pumpkin you want. But now is the perfect time to get them because Dollar Tree has all different colors. And all you're going to do is, again, you're going to take your flower, and when you pull it off, it's going to look like this. And you always want to do it upside down like this when you fold it in half with the hot glue so that it's a nice finished edge. And we're going to put this in here, and you're going to just hot glue. Okay, we're going to start here, and we're going to go around this way, and then we're going to go, and we're going to just keep going and going and going all the way down. When I told you guys previously, when we're doing different wreaths and things, you want to try to stay as uniform as possible so that when you're done, it doesn't look like it's all uneven. Okay? Have a new glue gun. I can't wait to show you guys. I haven't pulled it out of the wrapper yet, but it's awesome. It's perfect for bigger jobs so you don't have to keep changing the glue. I have seen the new ones that have come out that have the So there you go. See, we're just kind of overlapping, and then we're going to put one over here. And every time we're going to do a row, what we're going to do is we're going to flip up and we're going to put the flower underneath it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so again, we have another one. And we're going to keep going. I have some fun mesh wreaths coming up. I'm going to show you guys how to do those for Halloween. See, my glue gun doesn't want to cooperate today. Okay. Now, we're putting on the next one. So what you want to do is you always want to lift up on the previous one and come down, and then it covers up the next one and the next one and the next one. And what's nice is when you're doing them, if you mix the colors up, it kind of like gives it a little bit of a more flair, which I only have more yellow-ish orange ones. So I think I'm going to get started on this one. I'm going to do this top part for you, but I'm going to hold off on finishing this whole wreath once I show you guys how to do it so that I can get some more orange, darker orange to finish this off. So we're going to keep going just until I have enough to show you how to do the lines with the wreath, with the leaves, so that you guys know how I did that, which is really, really simple. And the other thing that I do too is I do keep like the scraps of my flowers, because you never know. You might be doing like a little fairy garden or something like that, and you just need a small piece of flower. You want to keep everything so that you have something to work with instead of having to buy all new stuff. I always say save your scraps. You know, get a little box and just put all the, you know, the scrap items in there. Okay, so the other thing that you guys might want to do, and I tell everybody this, is you might want to do all your flowers first. You know, glue all your flowers, take them apart, and then just sit down and make your wreath, because that would be a lot faster too. Okay, so we're still going, and that's why I don't do a full video on this, because it is going to take you about a good hour and a half to finish one wreath, depending on how quick you are and how detailed you want to get. And some people like to really do different embellishments and things like that. When they're done, you could put a little sign on here. So I'm going to keep going just so that I can show you guys how to add the leaves to the little spines on there. And it's going to look really, really cute. And I'm trying to think of what wreath is going to be next, because we just did a lot of the washcloth things. So see, we're just lifting up and we're adding the next one. So let me show you again. Okay, we folded it in half, add a little glue, and then we want to lift up and add our next leaf. And you do this all the time. So if you find that you're uneven somewhere and you need to add a flower, you can always just move your flowers out of the way and you can put it on. It doesn't matter, like once you're down here, if you feel it's a little bald right here, it's okay, just add more flowers in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep heading this way about 5 or 6 more flowers so that I can show you guys how to put the spine on here. Okay? And then I'm going to show you how to do this top right part right here like I always do, and then you guys can finish it on your own. So let's do this. So again, we're lifting up, we're putting the flower down, okay? And then this way you guys can finish this up on your own after I show you how to do the leaves. And you're all set. Trying to think of some of the requests that I have gotten. And I really enjoy making these things with flowers because it's amazing what you can do with flowers, isn't it? So we're going to go and we're going to use some more yellow this time. And then I'm going to show you how to use the leaves. So this is cute for a gift. You can sell these at different craft events and things like that. And of course, I do have the channel now, the YouTube channel. So if you missed any of the videos that I talk about, you can subscribe. And once you subscribe, you'll have all the videos in one place. And if you miss something, you can always check, because I try to do at least 2 videos a week, usually one in the beginning of the week and of course one on the weekend. And we're always coming up with something different. And now that the holidays are coming, we got a bunch of fun things coming up. Okay, so we're moving right along. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do this leaf part right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to take one of the leaves. So you just take it off your bunch. They're on your stems. And we are going to pull this off. And what you want to do for some of these, now I usually tell you guys to glue them in half, but what I'm going to do this time, just to get this started, to start covering up, you're just going to put a little glue on the back side, and you're just going to start gluing them in here, because this is going to fill this out nicely, and then we're going to start going up from there. Okay? So you just want to take this part off, this stem part, because you don't want anything in the way making it pop out. So you always want to remove those little small parts from the back side. Okay, so look, it only took like 2, and then we're going to start filling it in more, but we're going to start folding the leaves now. Okay, and when you start to fold them, they get a little bit more sturdy, so you want to just put the glue in the center, fold down, watch your fingers. Everybody keeps telling me to use lotion and different things, and I always forget when I start doing my wreaths. So I always tend to burn my fingers, but they're getting really tough, so I don't have to worry about it. Okay, and we're just continuing to go. Okay, so do you see how it's starting to fill out the top here? Now, all I did for this part here was, as I started to fill this out, you just start adding them to each other higher and higher. There's nothing really there. See, they're just connected to one another. There's nothing there that needs to hold it. It's nice and firm. It only needs to be about 4 inches tall, and that makes a nice stem on your wreath. So let's do a few more, and then I'm going to show you guys how to do the leaves for the spine, and you'll be all done, and you guys can do this on your own. Okay, and make sure you follow me, because you never know what's coming up. Sometimes I go shopping and I find a great deal and I don't do a video on it, so then you guys don't know what I'm actually doing and you miss out. So you miss if I find something on sale or on clearance, or something's coming up. And we do have a lot of fun things coming up that you might be interested in. So follow me on Facebook and chat with me, because I usually will answer everybody's questions and help everybody out. So look, I used 2 different color flowers, but you really can't tell that I used 2 different color flowers. And now we're going to start going up with our stem. Okay, so just pull those off, and you don't really need to buy any extra flowers for your stems. Just use what you have, and it's more than enough. You don't need any more than this. And if you wanted to, you might be able to use the leaves for your spine. I just thought to make it more the same color, but if you wanted to have like the deep lines instead of the leaf ones here, you might be able to, but then they would be dark green. So that's entirely up to you. It just depends on how you want to make your own thing happen. And you can decide as you're making it. And I want to say congratulations to all of you that jump on and try to make your own. I think that's awesome that you guys, some of you say I'm not crafty, and I keep saying I'm going to make you crafty if it kills me, because there's so many great things that you can make and you don't give yourself enough credit. So I'm so happy that a lot of you are trying these out. And we only have a few more to add. Then I'm going to show you guys how to do the spine, and you're going to be all done. And you can work on your own. I never really do a full tutorial, because I think that a lot of people just want to get to it. And see, so you just start adding them upward. Of course, you don't want it to stick to your finger as you're going upward. But see, you just start adding them on top of each other. That's all you have to do. So I'm going to put one more on there just to show you guys. And you just go as high as you want on your stem. and then I'm going to show you the leaf, and then you can get to Dollar Tree to find your items. Now, the other thing I want to say is that some of you send me the sad face because you can't find the items you're looking for. Well, don't get discouraged. I know that a lot of people post that Walmart has a lot of things that are cheap. Some of the rings, some of the flowers are a little bit cheaper. They're 97 cents. So just because Dollar Tree doesn't have something, don't give up. Go to Walmart. So see? We just went up. So if you wanted to go a little bit higher, you could do that. And right now I'm going to show you how to do the spine. What we're going to do is we're going to take one of the leaves off, okay? And we're just going to cut right down the spine of the center of the leaf. Okay, so here was the full leaf, and we're just cutting the longest part, which is the center. Okay, that's all that is. And you're just adding some hot glue to the back. Okay, and then you just take that wherever you want to add that for your spine, and you glue that on there. That's all you have to do. And then what I did was I overlapped them. So I glued one, and then I glued the next one on, and then I glued the next one on, and then I glued the next one on. So there's maybe 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you add 1 to the outside, like to the outsides, and then 3 in the center, and there you have it. You're all done. So this one here, I would overflap another one and come all the way down. When I have this side done, I'll overflap here, and I'll do the same thing, and I'll have 3 here, and you're all done. So have fun making your pumpkin wreath. If you have any questions, you know I try my best to answer them. These are no different than the other wreaths that we have done, and I'm sure we're going to come up with something really fun for Christmas to do wreaths just like this with snowmen and Christmas trees and things like that. So stay tuned, and happy pumpkin making.